All right, thank you all for being here. And, I really want to thank you one and all for being here. Long week, right? Hello and welcome. I am so happy to be here with you tonight. I am the CEO and founder of the public company. Okay, welcome one, welcome all. Thank you all for joining me for the touch point tonight. Revenue is zero. There's no cash flow. Zero. High volume, low revenue. Costumes that make a statement at work. For Halloween. Okay. Yeah, what would be some fun Halloween costumes? I'm not one for dressing up at work for doing the costumes and stuff, so I might have to bow out of this one. It's just kind of crazy. But I guess if I were to wear anything, though, to work, it would be that, I love that devil's outfit, the devil costume when it's like the tight, shiny latex and the pitchfork, and you got like the pointy tail springing up in the back and the two horns. I just always think that one's cool. I think I'd probably wear that one. And I'd probably have to lose some weight first, though, just to be more comfortable wearing something that tight. But I would wear that and then eat lots of chocolate later. It'd be like a portly red devil with a shiny face and a shiny body with chocolate smeared all over his lips. Just pure evil. I think that's what I would do. But thankfully, I'm the boss, so I don't really have to do that. But I would probably do that. I think that the devil's costume, because it's the juxtaposition, right? That's what makes it so fun. You have like the Prince of Darkness here, like truly pure evil, and then like kind of like a funny cartoon devil outfit with the pointy tail and two just like eating chocolate would be fun. I think that's where, and two, I keep thinking about Devil's Food Cake and how that there's something about decadence with chocolate and the temptation and the inherent devotion that comes with chocolate when you love eating chocolate. And then in Halloween you end up eating treats and candies and chocolates and things like that. So I think that's probably what I would do. Not to say I wouldn't eat any of the gummies or any, Skittles or anything like that, but... And here we are all driven toward value creation through inspired transformation, unification, amplification, and fair business. I'm not much of a runner myself, but I think that might be part of the reason why I find him so attractive and I'm so inspired all the time. It's just because I just can't wrap my head around it. And his name is Oscar Pistorius, and this is what he looks like. And if you look at the picture that I just brought up, he doesn't have, his legs have been cut clean off. We talk about data all the time here at the public company, and what does that really mean? What is data? Is that just numbers? Yeah, pretty much. Here we are. He's getting the ketchup. If you watch it again, he got so much ketchup collecting in his throat, he coughs it up. It lands like perfectly in his eyes. The touch point tonight. Almost like slowly letting yourself down, lowering yourself into a nice warm jacuzzi, a nice warm bath, right? I think that's what we're all going to do tonight together. We're all going to take a nice, relaxing bath together in a professional setting. I am a servant leader, and, I could get into the nitty-gritty of what that means, but I don't think you'd really understand. And so I'm going to just move on, but keep that in the back of your mind as we work together and we talk through some of these problems. I very much encapsulate that servant leadership mindset, and it's something that I think you'll all grow to appreciate, as I have within myself. So I would really prefer, though, if, as you picture me as your leader, picture the guy on the right? Not so much the beer guzzling, pizza gouging, fat, lazy, just person that's in the other picture. Let's go to the next slide. It makes an automatic napkin that kind of goes like this. So it kind of wipes across and goes like this. So, and that was the ultimate goal, right? That's what the value is. It's the napkin going like this. And so, when we talk about the public company and what we're ultimately trying to do, this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to create that value. And ultimately, the deliverables that feed into that are all these different letters here that ultimately are going to result in the napkin that's going across the face and creates the value. Does that make sense? Sure, it's with your face in your hand doing the Rube Goldberg face wipe maneuver. That was pretty good. What's a piece of media, book, movie, podcast you've consumed recently that you'd recommend to the team? It's a good question, Gemini. I would say the 7 successful habits, or the 7 habits of highly successful people. Value creation through inspired transformation, unification, amplification, and fair business. The Hope of Man by Viktor Frankl. That's a good one too. And those are 2 kind of like my big. I also really liked Maniac McGee by that I believe the author is Spinoni, and he also wrote Holes. So those are some more like kind of like fun books that I like to read. I also liked Matilda by Roald Dahl. That's a good one. And James and the Giant Peach. And so that's a very difficult point to get to. And sometimes in sales, you'll notice a lot of people, they'll blow right past this part. In fact, they'll just immediately start trying to sell you whatever they had in mind to begin with. Like I mentioned Bath and Body Works earlier and the different lotions and things. I was looking at it was like a Coco Shea lotion that I was applying, just trying it out, and this guy comes up and he starts talking to me about there's like this tropical keychain thing off to the side that has certain scent to it or whatever, and that just rubbed me the wrong way, because I'm saying, it's like you see somebody trying to address their skin rash issue without I don't have health insurance, but anyhow, like if he was a true salesman and he followed these principles, he would have understood that the keychain thing was going to piss me off. And so you don't want to do that. So now that we're at the position where we know what the problem is,
going in your footsteps and following something that you really think.
I'm Australian, mate. Hello, governor. It's Australia, so let's get ready, and then join. So join after, so we're kind of starting at neutral. Ready? Join. When you join, what does that mean? That's coming to a mutual understanding. And so even Mark is a little bit, because before, remember, he was a little bit like standoffish, like, I don't know about this so much, but now he's like leaning forward in his chair. He's like, she's got his ear a little bit here now. I don't care about the solutions they came up with. I'm very confident in what I've come up with. Yeah, so. Oh, okay. He's got a clean. Jeans has another person on the line. So we'll hang tight here. Gene, you still there? Jeans? Oh, no, okay. He's still... Honestly, though, this is kind of, I don't want to be too... Whatever. Gene? Oh, okay. Sorry about that. So listen, I think we have everything on our side except one more clarifying question. Certainly, and anything that we can get a little bit closer here, I understand this is listen, Jeans. So try to think of it this way, Jeans. The for your process losses, every time you have a process loss, you lose money. Okay, so with the fix that I'm going to put in, you're going to be making a lot more of this kind of stuff, right? You're going to be a lot more throughput, a lot more. It's going to go a lot better for you. And so I think it's only fair that we do it's something called a benefit share. So basically, as your throughput continues to get better and better, you're going to start getting a lot more capital. So it's just going to get bigger and bigger. It's kind of like a snowball effect. It's going to be great. You're going to love it. But that said, I do want to do, for me, eventually there's a point of diminishing returns. And so I need to recuperate some of the benefit that you're enjoying. And so what I thought we would do is, as the pie chart shows, if you can look down there toward the bottom right, do a 50-50 split on the benefit share. So that would be, half and half, right? This would be for every, let's say that the process losses decreased by enough to where you get to realize another $200,000. Then I get $100,000 and you get $100,000. And that way our share is actually a 1-to-1 ratio. But if you take a look at the pie chart analysis that I've put together and developed, the public company is there to the right and III is on the left. And so that's kind of that 50-50 split her right down the middle. And that's what we would do for the lifetime of, as long as you're still employed with this company and the head of the operations unit. That's kind of how that would work. It would just be a 50-50 split. To make that 100% benefit, I'd get 50%, you keep 50%. And so that would kind of happen at I think what's fair would be, I don't know, a bi-weekly basis. So we can talk through the invoicing and everything later, Genes, but that's kind of, we'd be talking about right down the middle. I'm talking about just do half and half for the benefit share. That's what we're talking about. So does that sound, do you understand that? Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Gene. And he is missing his legs. See, double amputee. He was first convicted of culpable homicide of his then girlfriend. Which, that's weird. If it's your girlfriend, why would you do that? Riva Steenkamp, which was subsequently upgraded to murder upon appeal. So yeah. Ugh. Good runner though. He shot her 4 times with a gun. And he said he claimed he mistook her for a possible intruder. So that's pretty serious. Ruchi Sinha. So take it from Sushi here that take it from Sushi here that the right way to go is, maybe do some breathing exercises if you're getting that worked up.
You have to be well prepared.
I could listen to her all night. Just an amazing person. And she's right, though. You do need to, it's kind of a give and take. It's a dance back and forth. And that's what I was trying to get into with Genes. I was trying to get into it takes two to tango. It's a two-way conversation. This isn't a one-way street. And it was just kind of, I'll tell you what, I think it really fell apart when he left for the call there for a minute. I don't know if you guys picked up on that, but that was, I thought that was bad taste. Just bad taste. But anyhow, that said, it's a tango, it's a dance. You're kind of getting to know each other. You're feeling each other out and everything. And if you're doing the join correctly and the steps that I laid out earlier, then you're going to kind of be doing the same thing without stepping on the other person's feet during the dance. It's like a nice, slow, romantic dance. It's not like it's kind of more of a yes. This is Does that make any sense? Yes, so there's the visual there. Can you guys see it now? 40% of women satisfied. That's like what is that, a 30% gap? I mean, that's insane. And that's nothing compared to the pay gap that women also have to deal with. So just, that is one thing that if we eventually get enough people and enough following and enough synergy behind me, we will get this sorted out, and that pay gap will not be something that the public company will be contributing to. I can tell you that right now, because I am all about equity and inclusion, and I also just really like women a lot, and they're more than capable in every single way. So that really does irk me when I see things like this. And we as a corporate company and as a country, really, in our culture, we have a long way to go, guys. We really have a long way to go. This is ridiculous. Bonhoeffer by Eric Metaxas is really good.
Has to have a soapbox when all you've ever needed is your voice. Thank you.
Okay. Any questions on that? Is an Oscar a convicted murderer? I don't think so. No, he's a double amputee. He has his legs cut off. Like I always go into Foot Locker and look around, and then usually I head over to Bath and Body and start sniffing candles and stuff, and just kind of trying out the different lotions and things like that. And a lot of times there's some sales person that'll come up and start making me feel real uncomfortable because they're trying to get me to buy one of the lotions or one of the scents and one of the fragrances and things like that. And all right, need a little more bean juice. Delivering value at the public company. If you remember right, there's the chain of events and there's an intentional design behind it. And this was first coined by, the phrase comes from the guy who started doing this all the time, which is Rube Goldberg. And if you remember, he was born in California, has Jewish lineage. So ultimately, we need to get to the place where we're doing the automatic wipe after you eat the soup. And just look at the credentials, right? We're talking about on top of the world when it comes to running, and running at a very fast pace. If you just take a look at his results from South Africa, just a decorated athlete that's world-renowned, and somebody that I've really looked up to. And so just beyond reproach in his commitment and the way that he's been able to inspire others. What's the most useless talent you have? I don't really have any useless talents. All my talents are very utilitarian in a way, and I've worked really hard to earn them. But I do have a very large tongue. That's something kind of unique about me. Anybody have anything unique about themselves they'd like to share? Establishing a path to our mission, which again is value creation through inspired transformation, unification, amplification, and fair business. So let's all head into the weekend together, take on our challenges, but also find opportunities to recharge and get ready for the end of the year as we take on these battles together. So, all right, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.